What's up, guys? It is Carly here bringing you day number 7 of my 31 Days of Horror 2025, and today we have another one from the year 1959, and also from the same director of The Killer Shrews, whose name Ray Kellogg? Yeah. And that is the giant, I was saying Gila on the last video when I was talking about watching this, but it's actually pronounced Gila, I believe. I'm not the brightest. But yeah, this one's also on this Croczilla pack here, and yeah, like I said, it's by the same guy, came out the same year, and it's another killer creature featurey monster, typical low-budget sci-fi movie. But this one is essentially about this giant Gila monster who is terrorizing this small town. I want to say it's like Texas, maybe, something. It's a small town, it doesn't really matter, but the movie opens up, there's this young couple driving, and this monster comes out and basically derails them, and they get in a car crash and die, and they were on their way to meet some of their friends, and we're all gonna go to the drive-in together, but they never show up, and the friends are like, oh, well, maybe they just decided not to come. And then, it turns out they're missing, and people in the town start to be like, where can they be? Did they elope? Did they run away together? Like, what happened here? So, they're trying to get to the bottom of where they went, and meanwhile, there is this monster just roaming around the streets of this town and killing people here and there. So, yeah, this one, I will say, I enjoyed a lot more than I did The Killer Shrews. I thought this one was a lot more fun, and definitely slow parts. Definitely there's a lot of filler type moments in it. I mean, there's parts where this guy, the main like young man in this movie, is like singing to his family and stuff, and there's a few parts of him just like singing while he's fixing up a vehicle or whatever, and he sings like the entire song, and it's like, did you really have to have that all in this movie? But again, 1950s, whatever, different times. It's only an hour and 15 minutes, so it's still not super long, but I just really enjoyed the aesthetic of this one because it's focused on like young people. I don't know if they're high school. I think they're like college age, like right out of high school age. And just the whole, they were going to the drive-in, and it's like this group of friends that all hang out. It just feels very just fun, focusing on those characters more so than adults, especially back then. I feel like you didn't really get a lot of teenage/early 20-year-old horror until like the late 70s into the 80s with slashers and stuff like that. So it was nice to see in this movie where a lot of these films just feel more serious, and there's more adult content, and a lot of them are just like the mad scientist approach, of course, and that's not really what this one is. And it's got like the small town setting, which I really like. Everyone seems to know each other, and all that. So it kind of transported me back to a simpler time of the late 1950s that I, of course, did not live in, but it was fun to watch. I think they just really got the aesthetic down. The monster itself, it looks all right. I feel like you don't see it a ton in the movie. Like, it's kind of few and far between, and it also moves really slow, which is kind of funny. But it is big. It is definitely giant. So they lived up to the hype with that. There's a scene at the end where it starts breaking into this building ever so slowly, and it's like nose and face is just coming through, and everyone's like screaming and freaking out, and there's plenty of time to get away from it, so it's kind of humorous in that respect. But again, it's a movie that has more filler than anything and doesn't show the monster a whole lot. There's some other scenes too, a lot of car damage and stuff where the monster comes out. And another thing, there's like a drunk character in this, and I noticed in The Killer Shrews there was a drunk character, so I don't know if that was like this director's shtick or whatever. He thinks it's funny to have like drunk people in his movies, but I thought that was kind of interesting. I feel like that's not something you see a whole lot in older films like this, but yeah, it was fun. Some funny moments and stuff like that, and just likable characters. I enjoyed it overall. Yeah, a little bit slow, but I was gonna give it a 5.5, but the more I think about it, the more I do like it. So I would give it a solid 6 out of 10. That still isn't like huge. I've become more strict on my ratings over the years. I used to be like, when I started this channel, I used to be like 8 out of 10, 8 out of 10, 7.5. Oh, that's bad. You know, like, so I used to just give stuff pretty high ratings and give stuff the benefit of the doubt, or that wouldn't really be the word, but you know, I used to just rate things highly and try to be more positive. But, you know, I just want to be more honest now with myself and with viewers. But I think people would definitely enjoy this one. It just kind of feels like the epitome of a cheesy sci-fi creature feature of the time. So 6 out of 10 for the giant Gila monster. I still might be saying that wrong, I don't know. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me for day number 7 here of my, I forgot the number, 31 Days of Horror 2025. And I'll see you tomorrow for day number 8.